Oli Thompson po ważeniu przed KSW 27. Oli, it's one of my favorite parts, talking to you. And why is the media part so important for you? Because you never cause any problem after the fight, before the fight, never.
It's part of the job that I kind of embrace, and I like to do. I like to keep everybody informed, and the crowd are interested in how the fighters are feeling before and after the fights. And I just like to make that extra effort and try and give people something to think about.
I don't like to ask bad questions before the fight, because obviously you need to stay in a good mood. But just one or two questions about the last fight, because you were very vocal about last fight. Can you explain why?
You talk about my fight on Bama?
Yes, I saw this fight, but I'm just wondering.
Well, basically, it was a bit of a disaster for me, because the situation was the referee misbelieved that I was asleep from a guillotine, which wasn't on, because my hands went to the floor. But I put my hands to the floor and stopped the fight. And then when I stood straight up and said, "What are you doing?" Stop the fight. You can't. The fight's finished now, and the other guy's celebrating. So what should have been a routine fight, due to some circumstances, ended up being a problem, because I was on a good streak, coming into this fight. And just due to a mistake, which everyone makes mistakes, I understand that. I'm not pointing fingers at individuals and referees and things, But due to a mistake, it's kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I have to rebuild again from that, unfortunately, on my record. But as much as people that watch the fight will know that I was okay, but people that don't watch the fight won't know any different.
Obviously, this fight didn't make the owners, the KSW, happy. Did they talk to you about this fight?
No, it didn't make me happy, and it shouldn't make anyone KSW happy. But maybe quite a few people are gonna tune in now, and with even more belief that possibly they could see their hero Pudzianowski over here have a chance of maybe winning this fight due to this result. And that's good, because I want people to tune into the fight. I want people to watch KSW, because it's a great show that I'm part of, and I want it to be successful. I understand them not be happy about it, but I'm following my own career, and I'm trying to get by and pay my own bills, and I have to do what's right for me, not for everybody else. I always make a big effort for the shows, and especially KSW that I fight on, to conduct myself well and be a good part of the company, and I like to think I still do that.
I didn't check it today, but yesterday Mariuszem Pudzianowskim was an underdog. So do you feel like you are the one that should win this fight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, aside from me being me and preparing to win the fight as you do, from the outside, this is a fight that I should win. Sometimes it's nice being the underdog, the guy that people don't think can win, because you've got everything to gain and not too much to lose. But I don't see myself in that situation, so I don't take any strength from that. I feel like I have to win this fight, and I've trained to do that. I can see many places that I can win this fight, and many ways I can win this fight, and I don't see a lot of ways that I can't win this fight. And lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, and that BS that happened to them on the last fight can't happen to one fighter twice.
We have a Herb Dean here. Is he judging your fight?
I'm not 100% sure, because I read on Facebook, KSW Facebook, that he was refereeing the main event, the last fight, which is obviously the Khalidov-Falcao fight.
Would you like him to do it?
He's a great referee. I'm happy to have him referee, or have anybody else referee. The referee, as I say, this last fight was a mistake, and Herb Dean can make this mistake. The average referee in an amateur event can make this mistake. I can make this mistake if I'm referee. So I'm not holding any grudges about this, and Herb can do a good job, or the normal KSW referees can do a good job too.
After the weigh-in, Mariusz came to me, because I was just working on the weigh-in video, and he said, "Well, Oli doesn't look that big," and obviously there was a huge difference in weight. Why did you decide to do it like that?
Sometimes I don't formulate a weight that I need to be for a fight. I formulate a way that I want to train to prepare for somebody, and my body will end up being whatever it will be. It will end up at. He's right. He was right. I'm nowhere near as big as Pudzianowski for this fight. I wasn't even near as big as Wolisz, and I haven't been as big as a lot of my opponents. If that's the one, he can win that one. He can win the size one. I've got a lot more things to say than who's bigger, and it's not going to be any problem at all for me. we're both about the same height, 6'1", 6'1" height. And once you go past a certain weight, the benefits are minimal. And you're going to see from the way that we move and the way that we fight what the weight benefits are and what the weight disadvantages are. But yeah, that's fine. I've got no problems with how big they are. It's a 120 kilo fight, and he made the weight, so cool. Good, well done for that. That's good that he did the things professionally. But in all honesty, I would have fought him at 140 kilos. It wouldn't be a problem for me what weight he fights at and what weight I fight at, and I could be 100 kilos. It's not a problem.
I think I saw your picture with James Thompson training together. Did you train with him?
Yes, James come down. We've trained together before.
Very good shape.
Yeah, he's done very well recently. He was kind of not in his best shape for a while, but I think he's got remotivated and he's been around for a while. He's fighting for a long time, so I think he's found some motivation and come back. We trained together a few times before the second time he fought Marius, when he was going to fight Marius, because he wanted someone else's sort of, same sort of height and similar sort of background and stuff. And we trained together away from home in a camp for a few days a couple of weeks ago. And he's doing really well. He's back on good shape. He's actually on a good win streak. He's won some fights in a row. He's doing well, and obviously he's fought Marius before. They're not the same fighter, but it was good. They're both, him and Marius are both big guys, big heavy guys, and that presents its own problems that you have to deal with. And I was happy with how it went, and it gave me some good preparation.
And finally, this fight is very important because you're fighting huge star. Mariusz is a huge star in Poland. Is this a signal for what? If you win this fight, what does it say to? What do you want to say to people, to the crowd, to KSW owners?
Well, in some ways, every single fight I want to show the people, the crowd, and everyone, where I'm at and what my levels are. And I still every single fight I say and all this, I've still got more to give that I haven't seen yet. And sometimes you can win a fight comfortably, like for example in December when I fought Walce. I didn't have to go too much out of my comfort of what I do. I took him down and with respect and kept him there and just won the fight, and he didn't get up again. So in some ways, people were congratulatory, but also some people would like to see a bit more of a versatility of what I've been training. I'm training with a good range of different coaches, and my skill set is growing and growing. And Mariusz is ready made for me to explore the different abilities when we fight. It means a lot for me as anyone for fight with. To be honest, the strongman connection is a great story. It's a great story for the for the crowd,
I just want to ask
for the
you,
people.
Will there be a lot of your friends of yours outside Poland, in Poland? Because two strongmen fighting each other in MMA, it's a great story.
Well, there'll be a few World's Strongest Man competitors and organisers in the crowd that I have tickets for. But there'll be many watching on the stream, because it's some of them friends of mine, some of them friends of Mariusz, and some of them just generally interested in this fight. And like I say, it's a good story for the people outside the ring, and in some ways it's a good story for Mariusz. Mariusz fights for different reasons to what I fight, I'm sure. But for me, that story is irrelevant to what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to build a career and build momentum and build wins and go forward in the KSW heavyweight division, for example. It's an exciting division. I saw the last show, 26. There was 3 or 4 new heavyweights on the bill. Not all of them. Some got injured and stuff. So there's lots of potential fights for me. So I just want to show them, show the bosses and show everybody else that I'm progressing and I deserve the big fights and the good fights. This is a big fight and a good fight also, in kind of a different way. This isn't kind of a fight where we're fighting up the KSW rankings. This is a fight just for the pride of Mariusz. Is fighting a guy who's called him out a few times, myself, and he wants to show that he can hang with this level. I consider this fight a jumping level for Pudzianowski. That's how I see that. I think that's how it is. He's won his last however many fights. He's on a little run of wins, and he wants to continue that on. But I want this really bad. I want this more than Mariusz. I train harder than Mariusz. I want this more than Mariusz. He's a great sporting champion, and I'm just a mixed martial artist doing this and trying to build up. Even the fact that I had a stupid mistake result in my last fight just makes me even more hungry. And I know there's been some talk about the rounds, and some people moan, why is he allowed to fight 2 rounds? It doesn't matter. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. It's not a problem, you know. Well, he's not being controlled by the crowd as far as what rounds he does. He fights the rounds he wants to do, and the winner will be the winner at the end of it. I've only got to do 2 rounds also. I can fight 3, 4, 5 rounds, no problem. But in 2 rounds, it just means you're going to get to see, the crowd are going to get to see a lot more excitement in the 2 rounds. And I don't think it's one they want to miss, because it's going to be a lot of action in this fight.
But do you think he might surprise you somehow? Because obviously he is evolving, but some people say not the way he should evolve as a fighter. So basing on his experience, on his fights, do you think there's a chance he will surprise you with anything?
I guess, yeah, he can surprise me in any possible way, because whatever he does, if he does it well, and it will be a surprise for me. Because I don't see a technical fighter in his fights. I see a guy.
No flying knees for sure.
Well, you know, I've got a flying knee knockout on my record, so you never know. But that isn't necessarily part of my plan. I don't really have a plan or a strategy as such, because you have to be reactive, you know, and you have to adapt to what your opponent does. You can only plan for a puppet who doesn't fight back, you know. And you got adapt and flow, you know, like water with a fight and go where it goes. Like the last fight with Walce, after the fight, a couple of guys were like, where was the stand-up? I said, well, Camille didn't get up. You know, he was there, and I didn't plan to take him down, and I got him take down, he didn't get up. So I'm going to do what I have to do, and if you want to see more, you need to expect the opponent to ask me more questions, and then I'll give him more answers, you know. And I would love him. I would like him to. You know, sometimes you get a guy down on the ground and he just lays there, and even though you're enjoying winning the fight, in your mind you're thinking, "Come on, get up." You know, you want to give him a little encouragement, get up. But you're not going to let him have it for free. You know, there's no Christmas presents.
Of course.
You know, apart from my last fight, that's another matter. It's a Christmas present I gave away. The referee did. There's no Christmas presents. You know, you got to earn it, and you got to earn your win. You got to earn your bonuses, and you got to earn the next fight. And with a good win against Pudzianowski, you know, there's some good fights could be coming up for me in KSW in the future. And I love fighting for KSW. It's my favourite experience. So the more the better.
So thank you very much. Always a pleasure. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.